Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Hello. I can't hear anything. My ears are completely plugged. So we're gonna get through this. All right. So we're gonna go back to the Gnostics within the Secret History of Lucifer. It gets good. It gets really good. So I mean, I'm glad you guys bought the book because it is incredible. All right, so even the less extreme Gnostics assumed that the Creator himself was formerly a benign spirit who had fallen. Like Lucifer, indeed, they often identified this blind, ignorant, and evil entity with the devil. And after the Greek Gnostics called him the uh, demiurge or partial mover. Was that partial? Yeah, partial mover. So, the opposite to the prime mover, God. Now, Robert Mell writes, very interesting stuff. I mean, wow. The demiurge of Gnostic theory is simply the Satan of Jewish and Christian theology, transformed by the dominant Gnostic pessimism into the creator of the world, its present ruler. So that would in turn make Lucifer the creator to the Gnostics. So to the Gnostic, it made no sense to debate the likely outcome of the battle between good and evil, or as they frequently symbolized it, light and darkness. If, as most Christians believe, that the devil was already known to be deemed to defeat. Like the ancient Persians, most Gnostics were dualists, seeing the world in a constant state of flux between the powers of equal but opposite forces of light and darkness. So there's some truth to that, but I mean, I'm not too keen on the Gnostic, stuff. But I agree a little bit. Now, the only problem, to put it bluntly, was knowing which was which. Although colorful until their wild prophecies and speaking in tongues, the Gnostics' cosmology upon what did I write there? Apart from being immensely, not to say ludicrously complex, was ultimately depressing. It is. As acknowledged in the passage quote above, what we did with the last video on this, they saw men and women as vulnerable slivers of spirit trapped in a gross fleshy package. To them, originally, mankind had been pure spirit, but had been caught by the evil ion. That's very different. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but I mean, it's just, I don't feel like that mankind is, no, I don't believe that. Now, of course, by espousing the idea that Yahweh was Satan, they were doomed to not a very peaceful future among the, what did I even write there? Among the flock of emigrant established church, the Roman Catholics. It was usually left to the heretics to point out that there was a basic and disturbing discrepancy between the harsh, tyrannical, almighty of the Old Testament and Jesus's loving Father of the New Testament. So who's who? Who's who? We don't know. Now, indeed, John Milton, who sought in his poem Paradise Lost famously to justify the ways of God to man, and only succeeded in firing up luminaries of the Romantic movement, such as Percy Bysshe, Shelley, and William Blake, with admiration for Lucifer, who saw him as the hero of the world. So, wrote of a true sadistic Yahweh. So this is about a Yahweh, God, Almighty, have left us this our spirit and strength, strongly to suffer and support our pains, that we may so suffice his vengeful error. That's terrible. That's awful. Now, he seems a little better, and because of his, flotus and, omnipotence, even worse, the inquisitorial torturers who received their victims so they could suffer further agonies, even, as we shall see, putting them half consumed from the flaming pyre to writhe for an hour or two before returning them to the fire. That is, I mean, this is ludicrous. This is crap. This is crap. God has ensured that Adam and Eve had enough spirit and strength with which to suffer, to appease his own pathological anger. Yeah, that's a definite. Yet even here, Milton seems unwilling to have the first men and women, wholly and irrevotably, tormented. For although they were condemned to work and suffer, no, the intuition was, the situation was not without hope. And while Satan was to suffer torture without end, this somehow represented eternal sacrifice. Now, indeed, many Christians and some more recent thinkers became exercised over the vexed question of whether a just God would leave Satan to languish in hell for eternity, although gradually they came to accept that even the average sinner would be condemned to infernal regions forever. It gives us no hope. It's a total setup. So the church father, Clemens of Alexandria, believed that in the fullness of time, all sinners, even Satan himself, might be saved. Who knows? Wow, that would be amazing if that were true. To Clement, the existence of free will meant that even the devil retained the right to repent, but it was left to Oregon to develop the concept of apostasis, the ultimate return of all beings, including Satan, to God in which they sprang. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense than Christian mythology and their crap. I mean, it's horrifying. So today, the Vatican proclaims that even the most dyed-in-the-wool sinner can be forgiven by the church if he is genuinely repentant. The only, I mean, if there is, if this is true, if there's a Bible, and I mean, there is a Bible, but I mean, if the Bible is actually true, which it's not, I do not believe that at all. That's pretty harsh. I mean, that's just, I mean, but that's just harsh. The church can't do anything for you. It's up to you and your own personal power. However, the Gnostics, with their intense anxiety about the real nature of God, had not plucked the idea of God, of a good Lucifer, out of thin air. Their sympathy for the fallen one was similar to the ancient Greeks' admiration for Prometheus, whose name means forethought. Now, Prometheus, the story of Prometheus and Zeus are the exact same thing as the fall. The exact same thing as the fall. Now, who stole fire from Zeus and gave it to mankind, only to be condemned to be chained to a mountaintop, where his liver was torn out by his own totemic eagle and nightly restored to be devoured again. That's terrible. I mean, it is awful. We can see where Christianity literally took all of these myths from paganism in the ancient world and brought it into their culture and manipulated and, transpired and wrote down all this crazy stuff and added to it. So now we have the wretched Prometheus lamented. He said, I rescued mankind from the heavy blow that was to cast them into Hades. So mankind I helped, but I could not help myself. So admiring this alluristic anti-hero and seeing in him true Luciferianism, Gnostic icons depicted Prometheus creating the first man out of clay, according to the Greek legend. So that is very interesting. That that'll go back to Egypt too. Perhaps they saw behind the myth. For like Lucifer, Prometheus, who gave the fire of intelligence, was ultimately the loser. So with his fellow titans, the giant spirits, who roamed the earth even before Zeus and his pantheon took up residence on Olympus, Prometheus lost the ensuring battle for supremacy and was chained in bondage under the planet. And that looks like the image of the devil card that we have. This story was one of the inspirations for the Judeo-Christian war in heaven and the fall of Lucifer, although Prometheus seems to have been the prototype for trickster gods, such as the Scandinavian Loki. So, according to Barbara G. Walker, he played a trick on Zeus that also pretty much surfaced in the Old Testament in another guise. So this is going to sound really familiar to anybody that's watching that's Christian. So Prometheus tricked Zeus into accepting the less edible parts of sacrificial animals, such as the fat and bones, on behalf of the gods, while human beings were allowed to consume the meat. This is not what Zeus intended. And he swore vengeance on both Prometheus and his human friends. Wow. Extremely wow. So Zeus was forced to accept the offal because he had made a sacred oath to take the sacrifice. But when the similar thing happened to Yahweh, the priests being instructed that they shall, quote, remove all the fat and burn it on an altar as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. You're going to go to an altar and burn fat from an animal for no good reason because it's pleasing to God? No, that's disgusting. That is just downright disgusting. So now the Jews simply claimed that Yahweh preferred it. He preferred the smell of burning fat. Can you imagine how terrible that would smell? Oh, anyways, that's enough of that because I'm kind of queasy still, and I mean this whole Bible thing is still kind of getting to me. It's kind of depressing me, but not as much as it was before. So yeah, that's just wild. That is seriously one wild thing. But yeah, still stuff is happening with the house. Everything is still rambunctious. The Conjuring Home and the 72-hour thing. It's still taking its toll on me and a couple other people. Still very energetically drained. I can't explain to you guys the weirdness of what has been going on in my home. I mean, everything is alive. The whole house is alive. To quote Andrea's books, House of Darkness, House of Light, Volume 1 through 3. I'm almost done with 3. I have the hiccups. I'm sorry, you guys. I forget what I was going to say. A house alive with death, but it is so different. It's more reassuring. It's me and my dad. We have a very strange relationship, and we always have. We have gotten so much closer. It's like something transpired. The love from the parent family has kind of just woven itself into my being, and the energetic field that would be in here in my home, and it is totally penetrating this house with love, and the spirits love it. So Andrea, thank you again. You know in the book when Roger's temper gets pretty, yeah, so we know how spirit affects us here. Let's do some coffee talk. We know how spirit affects us, and especially here, how they can literally just make us feel. I mean, they can influence us, and in the water, when we had that break in the basement and the water came in, I definitely think that was true, that it brought something in with it. Oh, the House of Gucci is coming out this December. Father, Son, House of Gucci, and Now We Shall Proceed. All right, and yeah, everybody should watch A World Awakening. The one that was streamed 3 days ago. I didn't get to watch that one because I was very sick, but it was amazing. It was just so cool to see everybody. So it was very interesting. I love it. I love it, and I love you guys. And I love it that you guys are loving just everything. All right, here we go. Talent. I have had to sweep out my place with my ritual broom daily the entire month of October. For some reason, I attract spirits, and they all seem to want to hang out with me. Not always a good thing. Well, you need to set boundaries. That's the biggest thing, is you need to set boundaries. But that's pretty interesting. That is very interesting. Poor guy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree though, but they're welcome here. They know they are, but they have to coexist with us because we won't deal with their shit. Lady Blind Wolf, heart, heart, heart. I love you so much. Gustavo, my brother, I love you. How are you? All right. Cherub Jubilee. Happy Samhain, Ryan. Happy Samhain to you. Happy Samhain. All right, Abby the Witch. Hi, I'm glad I found you on Instagram. Lisa's Life. Hi, you. Connor McCullen. Hello. Hello, Ryan. I just wanted to say I love watching your videos. You're one of the most amazing and gifted, powerful witches I've watched. Even though I love watching other witch videos on here, I think yours are one of my favorites. Here's a magic wand for you. Blessed be. Aw, Lisa's Life. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm just me. I'm just me. I do me and that's it. So thank you. That is seriously the biggest, one of the best compliments. Thank you. You guys make me and inspire me to be me, to want to be me, even more so. Metal, magic, and mayhem. Hola. J Phoenix, hola. I love you. Sheila Nagel, hi. Kim Lehman, I love you. Matrix Duality Creator, hi you. How are you? How are you? Lady Witch, I love. Oh, Collie Foxglove. Hi, my darlings. All right. So I'm sorry that I have not been answering my phone much. I've just not felt good. So I'm not gonna, yeah, you guys understand. You guys get me now by now for all these years. You guys do. So the book, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be really long. I finally got into my publishing site again, and I think when I write this book, all the other books are gonna be gone except for Ouija and Love Letters from Lucifer. So, yeah. But all right, guys, I love you guys. Please stay safe, stay healthy, all that good stuff. Don't get sick. Just stay home and don't get sick. And I will see you guys live here soon, hopefully. So I love you guys with all my heart, all the way from Venus, always, all the way up. I love that snake behind me. It's so gorgeous, and all the way back down. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys.